Welcome back to part 2 of the Java interview questions series. In this video, we're diving deeper into object-oriented concepts like methods, method overloading, and constructors, including default, parameterized, and even private constructors. These are frequently asked in interviews, and understanding them clearly can give you a strong edge. So grab your notepad, make sure you've subscribed, and let's continue getting interview ready with Java. What are methods? A method in Java is a block of code that performs a specific task, and it runs only when you call it. Methods can be parameterized or non-parameterized, depending on whether they take input. Typically, a method has 4 parts: an access modifier, a return type, the method name, and an optional parameter list. Methods help you reuse logic, reduce repetition, and keep your code clean and organized, which is exactly what interviewers love to see. What is method overloading? Method overloading means having multiple methods in the same class with the same name but different parameters. It lets you perform the same task in different ways, like printing different types of values or initializing with different data. This is an example of static polymorphism in Java, where the compiler decides which method to call at compile time based on the method signature. It's a powerful way to keep your code clean, readable, and flexible. What are the rules in method overloading? When you overload a method in Java, there are a few important rules to follow. First, the method name must be the same. The parameter list must be different, either by number, type, or order of parameters. Access modifiers can differ, but only with increased visibility, like changing from private to public. And remember, the return type alone doesn't count. If that's the only change, you'll get a compile time error. What is a constructor? A constructor in Java is a special method that's used to initialize objects. It has the same name as the class and doesn't have any return type, not even void. As soon as you create an object, the constructor gets called automatically. If you don't explicitly write one, Java will provide a default constructor for you. Constructors are super useful for setting initial values when your object is created. What are the types of constructors? There are mainly 3 types of constructors in Java. Default constructor: it takes no parameters and is provided automatically by Java if you don't define any constructor. Parameterized constructor: it accepts arguments to initialize object properties with custom values. A copy constructor is a special form of this, used to copy values from another object. Private constructor: it restricts object creation from outside the class and is commonly used in singleton or utility classes. Each constructor serves a specific purpose in object initialization and design control. What is the default constructor? A default constructor is a constructor that takes no parameters. If you don't define any constructor in your class, Java automatically provides one for you. It's mainly used to initialize objects with default values. But remember, if you define any other constructor, Java will not generate the default one automatically. So, if you still need it, you'll have to manually define it yourself. What is a parameterized constructor? A parameterized constructor is one that accepts arguments. It lets you initialize object properties with specific values at the time of object creation. For example, you can pass a name, age, or brand directly when creating an object, making your code more flexible and dynamic. But keep in mind, if you define only a parameterized constructor, Java will not automatically provide a default one. You'll need to define that yourself if needed. What is a private constructor? A private constructor is a constructor declared with the private access modifier. This means you can't create objects of that class from outside the class itself. It's commonly used in singleton design patterns or utility classes where you want to control or prevent instantiation. Since the constructor is private, objects can only be created within the same class, giving you full control over how and when objects are made. And that wraps up part 2 of our Java interview questions series. We covered some key object-oriented concepts, methods, method overloading, and all types of constructors, which are absolute must-knows for any Java interview. If you found this helpful, give it a like, share it with your fellow learners, and drop a comment if you have any questions or suggestions for the next topic. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss part 3, where we'll dive even deeper into Java interview essentials. Until then, keep coding and keep growing. All the best for your interviews, you've got this.